Overtime! You're watching Overtime Arcade. I'm Charlie, and about 2 weeks ago, I released a video where the original flyback on this Matsushita TM202G monitor from my Irish Atari Kangaroo caught fire. That's right. The original flyback was on fire, which is obviously not good. It's it's definitely not supposed to do that. And yeah, so in that video, I showed it to you on fire. I actually caught it on camera, and then I had bought a replacement reproduction flyback off of eBay. I know, I should have known better. Installed that new flyback, and it didn't work. I wasn't getting any neck glow. I wasn't getting any raster. No image at all. No bueno. So yeah, and that was about 2 weeks ago. The very next day, Sean from Classic Arcade Repairs, and if you are watching this right now and you're not subscribed to the Classic Arcade Repairs channel on YouTube, you are doing something very wrong, right? You done messed up. The very next day after I released that video, Sean released a sort of reaction video of his own on his channel. And in his video, I guess, I don't know if he was empathizing with me or feeling sympathetic or whatever. But it turned out he left a comment on my video. He had a couple of Matsushita chassis sitting on his shelf, and he's like, hey, I can send you a new flyback. So he ended up pulling one and testing it, and it tested fine. So he sent it to me, and I've got it right here. Packaged it very, very well. It's all wrapped up in bubble wrap. It's in here somewhere, I promise. There we go. And I'll put a link down below in the video description to Sean's video. Here is the working original flyback that Sean sent me. It even says right here, TM202G, just like this does, but even though this sort of bracket is from the original and is surrounding the reproduction eBay flyback. See, this is all sort of mounted together, even has a C on it, I'm assuming for Charlie. So yeah, check that link down below to watch Sean's video. So Sean sent me this flyback because he wasn't using it. And yeah, in this video, we're going to try installing that flyback into this chassis and see if that fixes our problem. And I'm hoping that it does. So I need to take everything apart here to get this chassis out, just like I did last time. I already discharged the monitor. I disconnected the degauss circuit, the degauss coil. That's the neck board. Here's the ground for the neck board. There is this reusable zip tie thing that I need to disconnect and get out of the way. We have our yoke wires over here. Sorry, I'm probably leaning in front of the camera, but you've seen all this before. There's our yoke wires, and is that it? Can we just pull this chassis out now? I think we might. All right. Make sure nothing's hung up. And there we go. There is our Matsushita TM202G chassis on the workbench right here. And this is like the third episode now where I'm working on this monitor. In the first one, I rebuilt it for the first time and got it working. And then, of course, it died on me during a members-only live stream that I do for Overtime Arcade channel members. And then in the previous video, like I was talking about, I put the flyback caught on fire, when I tested it after it had died, and I put the new one in from eBay, and it just didn't do the trick. Another thing that I've been thinking about, and actually it was Ty on Twitter commented that, hey, while you were working on that flyback, you should have tested the hot and voltage regulator. Those could have been taken down by the flyback, or maybe they went out and caused the old flyback to catch on fire. And he's right, I have been thinking about that. And admittedly, I had not done that testing. So before we commit ourselves to putting a new flyback in, let's test the horizontal output transistor, otherwise known as the HOT, and the voltage regulator. So there's a great video that Buffett did years ago on his channel, I think like 10 years ago, maybe longer, called the Arcade Buffet. He does a lot of monitor repairs and that sort of thing. He showed a great video of a really simple way to test a HOT and a voltage regulator. You can actually do it in circuit. All you need is a multimeter. There's other tests where you're using like, especially for a voltage regulator, you can test it with a battery and that sort of thing. But for now, we're just going to do a basic test. And essentially our horizontal output transistor, and they look different on different monitors. They come in different packages. The HOT is a transistor, and ours is right here. And on the Matsushita, it even says H out to identify it. And this is Q551. The original is a 2SD649 Matsushita transistor right there. And there are two little connectors on the back here. What's funny is there's even wires that go to the grounding points for it, or the mounting screws. Hopefully you can see all that. This is a really weird angle that I'm operating at here. So there's two leads that come off of, or legs that come off of the HOT, and they go to various circuits in the chassis. And we can test it with a diode test. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my black lead, I'm going to put my multimeter to diode, the diode test. I'm going to put my black lead on the case of the HOT. I'm going to put my red lead on one of the legs, and I'm looking for something like that, something between 0.4 to 0.6, maybe a little lower, maybe a little higher. That's the voltage drop, so we're working good in that direction. And here's the other leg. We're working good in that direction. So this HOT looks like it's testing okay. Between the two legs, we've got continuity, which is, I believe, correct, and it should work in both directions. Yep, it does. But I shouldn't have a short between the case and either leg, and I don't. So I think the HOT is okay. And again, it's fine to test that in circuit. And coming around over here, on the other side, here is our voltage regulator, and that also has a label in there. You can kind of see it, that bottle cap transistor back there, and it says reg for voltage regulator, and that is Q801, and that is a 2SD692. So a different transistor performing a different function. This one is regulating the voltage on the monitor. And I'm not exactly sure which voltage it regulates, if it's the B+ or something else. I'm just an amateur. I'm not even a professional amateur like Mike's amateur arcade monitor repair, but we can test it the same way. We've got our multimeter on diode test. We've got our black lead on the case, and we can come around to, and it's a little bit cramped over here, either of these legs, and I don't think that's right. We've got a voltage drop of only 0.156 on that side, and 0.53 on that side. This voltage regulator might be bad. Tie. I think we got something here. They should be continuity between them, and there isn't. This could be a bad voltage regulator. Huh. Yeah, so again, black on the case, black lead for my multimeter on the case, red lead on one of the legs, and that doesn't test right. Let me grab a Let me grab another voltage regulator real quick. Okay, here is a brand new voltage regulator. This is actually a 2N3055, very common power transistor. And according to arcadepartsandrepair.com, the product listing page, this is actually a perfect replacement for the 2SD692 that comes in the Matsushita at Q801. So according to Peter, this should be a great replacement for the original voltage regulator. It's a very common transistor. Atari used it in the AR2, so it's good to keep these in stock at all times. So again, we're on the diode setting of my multimeter, and we'll check both of these legs. 0.582, and this one has nothing. Is this bad out of the box? Okay, I actually went and grabbed a couple more 2N3055 transistors that I got from Peter, and it's good to stock up on those because they are so common. And I confirmed that the behavior is the same, so I guess this is expected and just a little bit different than most VRs, like the ones that Buffett tested on his channel. And just to kind of review, another thing I noticed is that it's a little bit different, so maybe the pinout's different. So I get the correct voltage drop between, I guess, the pin, the leg on the left, but not the leg on the right when connected to ground. But if I go like this, and I grab both legs, then I get a voltage drop between them, and then nothing in the other direction. So that tells me that maybe this VR is not bad. So let's put this over to the side and we'll test this again. I got my little mini grabber probes here for my multimeter just because the space is so cramped, but I'll put my negative lead on the collector or the base or the case, and I've got on, let's see, on this side I've got good voltage drop, but not on the other. But then if I put the pins, the grabbers on either side, so I think this, it's a little bit high, but I think this voltage regulator is actually good. So yeah, that mean, there could be something else that's still bad on this board that was taken out by the flyback when it caught fire, but it means that I don't need to try replacing the VR or hot for now. And according to Buffett's video, both of those components should be you can test them fine in circuit. So I'm going to leave well enough alone with that. And we're going to try installing Sean's flyback. So you saw me do this in the last video. I'm going to do all this off camera. I'm going to flip it over. I'm going to desolder the connections, unscrew it, remove the whole thing, and I'll solder the replacement one, which is an original, a working original. I'll solder this in, and I'll come back and we'll be ready to test. Okay, the eBay flyback has been removed, and I've installed the flyback that I got from Sean from Classic Arcade Repairs on YouTube. Everything's plugged back in, the power's connected, the video cable's connected, the ground is connected. I've got my multimeter connected to the B+ test point, and yeah, I think we're ready to power this on. Cross your fingers, hope this all works. Okay, I'm gonna plug in the cabinet over here, and throw the power switch in. Oh, let me grab a fire extinguisher just in case. You never know. Safety first, right? Okay, fire extinguisher is at the ready. 3, 2, 1. I hear HV. I can't tell if we've got net glow. I don't think we have a picture. I think we've got net glow. Hold on a second. hold on a second. We've definitely got neck low. So that's progress. That is definitely progress. B plus is 124. It's supposed to be 123, I think. Let me let me double check that. Yeah, so I double checked, and the B plus is supposed to be 123. So 124 isn't all that bad. Let me try adjusting the, if I can get in here, the two different brightness pots. See if either of these make a difference. The one on the daughter board is doing nothing through the full range. I don't think I'm getting anything. Nothing. How do I have net glow with no raster? We try the brightness pot, or the screen pot that's actually on the neck board. Oh, we got something. All the way at the far end of that pot, we've got something. Okay. We've got an image on the screen. It looks terrible. It's super washed out. We've got retrace lines. Let's see if we can adjust it over here. My goodness. Whoops. My goodness. All right, so there's something going on. We have a super faint image. We try the focus. We have a super faint image. Is it even coming up on the screen? Yeah, you can barely kind of see this. Get in here a little bit. I'll turn off the lights. So this is progress, right? It's progress. We couldn't even get an image before. We didn't have neck glow before. But you see that we got something on the screen. I see kangaroo playing on the screen. So I think I actually read something about this. Let me do a little bit of research, and I'll come back, and hopefully I'll have something else to try in a moment. But this is progress. We did it! We did it! It was my mistake. I was adjusting the wrong pot. Let me tell you, this looks even better in person than it does on camera. We take this tape off because we no longer have a bad flyback on this Matsushita, and that's thanks entirely to Sean from Classic Arcade Repairs on YouTube. Please go watch his video, subscribe to his channel, comment on his video, thanking him for helping me. I will be thanking him profusely myself, but oh my gosh. This is amazing. Yeah, I still have a little bit of a degauss issue down there in the corner, but that was yeah, that was like that before. I thought it was being caused by the control panel becoming magnetic, but I must have some sort of issue out here that I'm gonna have to work out. But I can throw this back into the kangaroo and take the Geo7 out that really is for the Ms. Pac-Man, put that back on the shelf for that project. But guys, maybe I'll adjust the brightness a little bit. It works. What I was doing, there's a bunch of pots on these daughter boards, remote board things, and daughter cards, and I was adjusting, I think, the horizontal position pot instead of the brightness pot. There's a screen pot on the neck board of all places, the inside of the neck board, and then there's a brightness pot on one of those daughter cards. And yeah, once I got my act together, I was able to bring this image back to life, and Yeah, it looks absolutely amazing. Teddy, come here. Even Teddy is excited. Aren't you, boy? Aren't you happy? Come here, get on camera. Aren't you happy? Look at this boy. Aren't you happy? Daddy fixed the kangaroo monitor thanks to Sean's help. Yeah, Teddy? Oh, good boy. Come give me a kiss. Oh, yeah, okay. So, yeah, Teddy's excited too. Teddy loves kangaroo. Teddy the arcade dog. So, guys, I think that's going to do it for this episode. And I'm going to officially declare, I mean, I'm probably jinxing myself. I'm going to declare kangaroo done. I'm going to throw this monitor back in the cabinet, package it all up, and it's ready to go down into the basement along with Carnival, along with Pango. What else is ready? The Do Run Run cocktail over here in the converted Dig Dug cocktail cabinet. That's ready. And yeah, soon Depth Charge will be ready. That just needs some new artwork that I'm going to order from Galloping Ghost. And yeah, Frogger's getting close. I'll be making progress on those Cuberts soon. But yeah, Kangaroo is done, ready for the basement. And yeah, I want to give a huge thank you and shout out to Sean from Classic Arcade Repairs on YouTube for noticing my problem, watching my video. He's a frequent commenter. And yeah, he made a little reaction video and sent me a Matsushita monitor that he had tested and was working, and sure enough, that solved it. That was the only problem. Nothing else, not the voltage regulator, not the hot, not anything else. It was just that flyback. So yeah, I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. Thanks for watching. If you really enjoyed this video, hit that like button down below. It really helps me out, helps spread the word about the channel, gets YouTube to recommend it to other people like you who might enjoy it. If you want to, if you don't want to miss any of my videos, hit the subscribe button. I release videos typically every Sunday afternoon, but this is the 12 days of Arcademas, and technically I think this is day 11. So tomorrow will be, today's New Year's Eve when this video gets released. Tomorrow is obviously New Year's Day. We'll do a live stream for the 12th day of Arcademas just after midnight Eastern time. Figure around 12:15 a.m. Eastern time, New Year's Day. We'll do a live stream. We'll do a year in review recap. We'll do some live gameplay, hang out, have some fun. That should be great. And yeah, so that's a special thing I'm doing, 12 days of content culminating with that live stream on New Year's Day. But I am elated right now. And if you really love the channel and want to support what I'm doing, click on that join button down below to learn more about what it means to become an Overtime Arcade channel member. Basically, in exchange for $1.99 a month, which works out to about 7 cents a day, you get access to some awesome perks like a monthly members-only live stream in addition to the public live streams that I do. You get early access to all new videos, so you get to watch all my videos at least about a day in advance of the public release, sometimes even earlier than that. And you get access to our private members-only Discord where we have a great time hanging out, talking about the games that we're playing and collecting and restoring and working on and that sort of thing. Great group of folks, and let me tell you, you want to be a part of what's going on there. So yeah, I think that'll do it. Like I said, the monitor looks even better in person than it does on camera, trust me. And yeah, I'm really happy. A terrible monitor, a terrible game, but everything is now working, and I am thrilled about it. Again, Sean, thank you. Everybody, go subscribe to Classic Arcade Repairs. And yeah, I think that'll do it. As always, you've been watching Overtime Arcade. I'm Charlie, and I'll see you next time.
Overtime!